So, my dear Gemini, the Earth has continued, and we see behind the Sun now the constellation Scorpio. Here we have the number 13, the magic in giving birth to a new energy. And of course, calculated together, we get the 4, which is then ruling your new life from a new perspective. Ruled by Pluto. Pluto is going next year for 20 years into the sign Aquarius, an air sign. The evolution of humankind depends on it, but also doesn't. Now we see then the 8th house of reincarnation, that we come back again and again and again and see a whole new perspective on what we can do and what we should do. The yoga position for Scorpio is Scorpio pose, bringing our feet above our head, above the ego, and we rise out of our own ashes and we can start this life once more. You, on the other hand, since we're going to the right, we're going to your full moon. We're going out to the sign that's going to give you the light, which is Sagittarius, next month. You are ruled by Mercury. You're the clear number 6, and the 6 is the hexagram, are the 2 triangles that are facing each other, crossing, creating a beautiful sign of uniting the masculine and the feminine. Then, of course, Mercury is the mind and is that perspective in us that we can see there is a language that we can communicate with. And so it's important that we understand what we want to tell in this communication, because you are the 3rd house of communication. And so you recognize that true love begins deep within you. Your yoga position is King Pigeon, and King Pigeon is the one that is opening its heart to reach so far back into its subconscious that it opens itself to a higher consciousness. And so you can see here, right, through all these different aspects of a card, how multi-layered a moment, this moment in time and space can be. In one day, a whole mass extinction can happen. And so let's recognize that everything comes and goes. So this is just the sun and the moon, and this moment is unique. It doesn't exist ever again. So let's make it a special moment, right? Because this is why I'm doing the reading exactly on the day the moon is in your sign. So I do get your energy. I do get what you're feeling. So this is just sun and moon right now, right? That is, of course, influencing this reading. Your court card is the Knight of Swords. In this deck, the Light Seer Tarot, we see him running to his motorcycle, and he has that focus with one bird. He knows exactly what he wants, and he's fast. It's your birthday between May 10 and June 9th, then he is your court card. If not, please look in the description below. I have listed all the court cards, all the positions, and all the cards that I picked from various decks on their position. Back to the last reading, we had Libra Sun giving Gemini Moon the light. Your dream of a better life can be done through love. And so we see here now the error that is letting you know that we're reading to the right, we're going to the full moon. And when the error is going to be to the left, we're going to the new moon. We're going back in, we're going home, right? Because Sun and New Moon are going to be then both in your sign. Now you're going as far out as your opposite sign. I'm going to pull one more card on the position now of 20, and I'm using it apart from the reading because the 20 is connected with Pluto. And Pluto is here, of course, connected as well with Scorpio. And Pluto is going for 20 years into Aquarius. And so for me, I would like to know what the message is, right, for that kind of change, because it's intense, you know. I mean, Pluto, particularly the call or the calling, your soul's calling, right, is to become someone that feels the body, that feels that you want to do what your soul came here to do in the first place, right? And so this is actually why we're even looking into the cards, right? Why would we want to look into it unless we have something really important to be here, to experience here? And so I'm picking here the Lifruma Healing Oracle, and we're going to see what the message is for your call in this month through Scorpio. And Wardness, Present, Gateway, Verdani. The 70, I really like this card. I've seen it before, and it's really like a space ship. It's like another world. It's like another dimension. So the 70 plus the 20 is a 90. A completion that's wanting to talk to you. The 7 is also, of course, the Chariot, the success. And so the 9 then, though, is the same number that you have, just reversed, right? The 6 and the 9 are the same numbers, just reversed. And so we're going to look at this meaning here, and you're going to see that something is talking to you very, very clearly from another dimension, it feels like. Temple gate created by us. Unpick the past, threaded traumas clogging your previous future pathways. Resew the tales of woe entangled around you, stepping into the unembroidered now. Look not backwards nor forwards, that the present step is the right step. Willing for and hoping for will not enliven your future. Dreams need current actions. So it is about not thinking to take the step. It is about taking the step. And you, the third zodiac sign and the third house of communication, the 3 and the 7 creates then the 10, right? It's a sign that there is a completion, because the 10 is the wheel of fortune. The 10 is the new one, is the new understanding that you're getting from the one. So I think your call is to be present, to take that step in the now, and to recognize what is talking here today to you, particularly through Pluto, right? The mystic, but also the shadow side that is teaching you to have a deeper look into the language, how you use the language, and also how you use your mind to do so. So we're going to read to the right, just that you know, right? And we begin on the position of the Fool. It's always that foolish idea, that moment. And the first row, those first 4 cards are not an outer energy. It's in your head. And this is your conscious mind that's saying, I do want to let myself fall into Uranus. Uranus here connected with the Fool, but also with Aquarius. And so the Pluto energy, right, that is ruling right now Scorpio and giving you the light right now, is going next year into Aquarius. So you get a taste in this month of what Pluto is wanting to tell you. And so you recognize the Two of Wands is connected with the constellation Mars in Aries, and it's taking action within the dualities, crossing them so that you find your center. And the center is always that moment, a bon droit, is that moment where we recognize I can make a difference between the dualities, right? The most difficult energies to combine are the two opposite energies of, right, masculine and feminine. And so here, this is a moment where Spirit is reflecting back to you what can be, what you can create, because it's also called the Lord of Dominion. You are actually seeing something and you want to create it, and you are creating it. It's really actually taking a step. It's not thinking about a step. It's not thinking fast. It's actually now acting, right? And the Two is always the duality, right? It's also the creativity in the duality, because through that we have a choice. On the position of the Magician comes here the upper world, and the upper world is air oriented, the 59, and he is in the upper world, the 59 plus the 1, a 6. And so here you are, the 6 is created by using the 4 elements out of the 5th element, out of the ether, out of knowing that you can manage the upper world. And of course, if I just calculate the 5 and the 9 together, I get a 14, and 14 is Sagittarius, is temperance, is uniting the 2 cups. Here are the 2 wands, right? But Sagittarius holds those 2 cups and pours it back in and out. And so you're gonna fly high next month in your full moon, because you already have here then the 14, which then creates a 5. And the 5 are the tests. So in this test, though, with the 1 you get a 6, right? So no matter how I calculate it, I get a 6. So you are coming, you are recognizing something. Now, since this is an oracle card, I wanted to see what the tarot is saying. And here I have the Mother Peace Tarot. It's my new old deck, right? And I really love these cards also because they're round. Now you got the 10 of Swords. Well, guess what? The 10 of Swords is connected with the constellation Sun in Gemini. And I think since Sun in Gemini, you're trying to let go of your thoughts. Too many thoughts, right? Because the Sun in Gemini is that moment when you had your new moon moment, right? Now you're going to the full moon and you're almost there, right? Next reading is your full moon reading. And so this was in the month of Gemini. You had all these thoughts, and I'm just gonna read to you what the card is saying when it's upside down. And these cards are really interesting because of the fact that they're round. It's clear that they're coming upside down or to the right or to the left, right? There's also meaning when they're facing the right or the left. So the card itself here is saying, women leap into the ocean rather than face an army that invaded their sanctuary. The Thelma and Louise card. Wow. I don't know if you know Thelma and Louise movie, but it's like you'd rather die on your own accord than being in the hands of someone that is actually now torturing you or doing whatever with you, right? So people are deciding to actually take their lives. And so the reverse here is saying She moves on from what may have been a difficult struggle. She has pushed past her limits and has come through a sacrifice or loss. So this is the end of a moment, and you see that you're also coming into the center here. It's 2 wands, 2 wings, and the 10. Very interesting, right? Then you have here the 6 plus the 10 is the 16, is the Tower, and I'm getting the Tower a lot lately. The Tower is ruled by Mars, and Mars is the warrior. And so there are war situations in the world right now, and there are difficult situations. And the 10 of Swords is one of those moments, but it's almost like the end, then calculated together here on the Magician, we get the 7, right? So you have the 6 and the 10 is the 16 calculated together. We get the 7, and the 7 came here. This moment, be present how you look at everything, because I just saw a beautiful video of Konstantin Krysin. He's this really amazing speaker, and he speaks at one of Jordan Peterson's events, right, to a lot of forward-thinking people. And the speech is like really, again, very beautiful. It's like, what are we doing now? Let's forget the past. The future is not here yet. Let's do what we can do right now. On the position of the High Priestess comes the Tower. I know. The Tower, Mars, right? Bringing to a fall something that's needing to go. And it's almost like the High Priestess is letting you know, yes, there are the dualities always challenging me, but I am in the stream of consciousness, and I accept the wind through the dark and the wind through the light, but I am in my center. I am in my clear middle path. And the 16 plus the 2 is 18, which is the moon, because the High Priestess is ruled by the moon, ruled by the subconscious, ruled by your intuition. And this is the intuition that's saying, well, things need to go, things need to change, and they really need to change to the fact that we also recognize how we feel when things are leaving. It's not easy, right? Because it means you have to change your perspective completely. But the upper world is here. The success is here in uplifting yourself high in the sky. And when we look at evolution, right, the birds are the reptiles back then, now flying up in the sky, and it's like part of evolution. So recognize that Mars coming here, right, showing you your feelings, what's happening in your subconscious. Something is bursting, something is wanting to let go, because this is the Lord of the houses of the mighty. It's like a higher consciousness is ripping the 7 apart, the 7, the crown chakra, the 7 that's saying, well, you know, I am a spiritual person, and that's why I'm able to do whatever I want to do. No, you're not. You're a human being, and you have to understand that the 7-7 portal, 3 times 7 portal, is the power lies in not abusing your power, right? That's it. That's clear. On the position then of the Empress, still a state of consciousness, right? So we have with the Fool that idea. We have with the Magician the inspiration, right, to act upon that idea. And then we have the intuition through the High Priestess, where we're like, okay, what are we going to do now, right? My intuition tells me to stay in my center. And now we have Venus ruled, the Empress, who gives birth to everything here in this world, right? And here we have the Force, La Force. These are French cards, right? And this is the card number 11. This is Leo. And Leo is the one that is trying every day to connect to its wild side, to its side that he cannot control. And so there's an 11 portal with the 3. If I calculate it together, I get again the 14. And the 14 again is Temperance, and Temperance is Sagittarius. That gives you the light next month for your full moon. But I'm not going to calculate it together, right? You can, of course, do whatever you feel like doing, right? So the 11 is that moment where Venus, love and beauty, is showing you that she is love and beauty. She has also the 8 in her head, the infinite potential to be love and beauty, to be that strength, to be that beautiful lady that is saying, well, I am working with you. I'm working with that side in me that is wild, that is untamable, like this lion, right? And so this is the first row, and in that first row, it's all what's happening in your head, right? Just recognize that. So you have that idea to take action. You have then a 7, and then you again recognize that here you have the 18, and the 18 is the 9 again. So these two together help you to overcome this. The same way here, these two together make you realize now that 2 times 9 is like there is a creativity in a completion, in completing something, a task well done, and the I is coming to you, right? This is in the center of the card, so this is really important, right, to recognize. Then on the position of the Lovers, right, which is in the moon, which is in your feelings and in your subconscious, comes the 7 of Cups. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 times the 7. 4 times the 7 means, okay, where's your heart that understands your higher consciousness can also get still corrupted because you're a human being. And so the 7 and the 6 is the 13. 13 speaking to you through Scorpio, through Pluto, through the awakening, through the outwardness, right? Through the present, the gateway. And there is almost a gateway in one of these cups. It's almost like there is a cup and we see it from above because you're looking down and you see inside now the light. And it's like, I think that's the one. But you know that the 7 is always Venus in Scorpio, the constellation where we recognize Venus, the beauty, where we have now the strength coming up. It's all an illusion. The strength to control this, it's an illusion. The strength to think you can pick something, it's all an illusion, right? And Scorpio is bringing you the illusion right now. So there's a 4 left, and the 4 is the Emperor, is the one that's saying, well, let's just start completely a new perspective, because the 13 becomes again and again the 4, a new way of acting out the old, right? Because we just come again and again and again, and there are always going to be people before us that have done the things that the way they do it, but you will do it again the way you want to do it. So pick whatever it is that you want to pick, but remember that this is a pick into your feelings and into your subconscious. On the position of the Knight of Swords, now this is the second row, right? There are 3 cards in a row, comes here the Knight of Wands, and that's Sagittarius. Sagittarius is literally saying, yes, I'm gonna give you not one action. I'm gonna give you everything you really need on your full moon. I'm gonna give you the light And you're going to see, you're going to take action. You're going to know that one thing, that one cup, that one thought is what is pushing you forward, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter is always expansion, right? Most people are like, how much further out can we go? Well, have a look at the Netflix series Life on Planet Earth. It's like there's no end to it, right? Huge redwood trees, huge dinosaurs, and then at the end they died. But it's like it's continuous, right? And it's like the expansion is infinite. We cannot hold and stop that, right? And so here Sagittarius is coming to you. And now Sagittarius is the 9th zodiac sign of philosophy, and you are the 3rd sign of communication. So communicating about the philosophies that you are recognizing more and more in the way you choose and pick certain things in your life, and you don't want certain things anymore, right? And so the 7 also is always connected to Cancer, the success, right? That Cancer brings to us an emotional success. So here you are picking that one cup that seems very beautiful, right? Seems like it's the right cup. And so you are understanding what's talking here to you, because we're going to continue now into the Sun, right? And on the Sun, of course, where Scorpio is, we have the deck here from Hermann Handel. And we see the 3 of Cups. And you already had 7 cups. So these are the 3 cards in this row. You have 7, you have 3, and you have Sagittarius here. Now what does this mean? 7 and 3 cups is 10 cups. And 10 cups is then, of course, that moment where you're recognizing, oh my God, I'm actually really happy. Because 10 of cups is that happy family situation, right? But still, you pick that one cup up here that is feeding now the other 2 cups, and it's that triangle that's pointing up. It's flowing, it's happening. You understand all of a sudden that one thought, that one feeling, right? That one action that is gonna make you happy. And the more you get more delusional, right? Thinking, oh well, this is something that I always wanted, but it's like, no, you don't want. But the 3 is letting you know that you are able to come to the 10, right? And the 10 you had here, the 10 of Swords. And now you have 10 cups counterbalancing the 10 of Swords. So these 10 thoughts are now all of a sudden 10 feelings. And these kind of feelings are, of course, very powerful, very clear, very like, yes, I want to have that. I want to be that. I want to live my life in an absolute happy state of consciousness, right? So the 10 here is actually giving you that one cup, and here that one want, right? So the 10 is framing the 9, and the 9, we know we already had the 9 here, right? Through these 2 together, and we had the 9 here by bringing these 2 together, right? The 18 then turns into a 9. And so remember, right, that you had 1, 2, 3, 4 times the 7, right? The 7 that is actually letting you know that when things fall apart, right, then the 7 is left, and out of that 7 we understand more higher consciousness, right? And that's what you're learning. Then on the position of the moon, right? The moon, here comes the dream oracle, and the 9 comes. So you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 times the 9, right? And so the 9 and the 9 again, the 9 is left in here. So dive deep, take that leap of faith into your feelings and into your subconscious, and then you can take actually a step back to the left, to that harmonious moment deep within you that Scorpio is bringing to you. And I'm going to show you the card that is here in the Light Seer Tarot. The Scorpio is that you are the light, and the light deep within you can inhabit any physical body. So you're stepping back into the 3, right? And we have the 13, and the 3 is the 16 again, right? And so the 16 is the 7. And the 7 is again here a moment where you're recognizing the 7 is very important in this reading. So there is either a Cancer, right? Or there is like something where you're really healing, because the Cancer is also the healer. And so you recognize that you want to step into the constellation Mercury in Cancer, because this is the constellation that brings you Mercury, your own planet, right? With Cancer, and you got the 7, right? You got the 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times now. And so see that step into that happiness, the 5 times, the 5 that you know can sometimes be the challenge, right? In that challenge we learn, though, you want to step into this happiness, right? Into the 3 graces, the hope, the love, and the belief that we can make a difference in this world. Now here I picked as well a Mother Peace Tarot card. So we have the 9-9, right? And the card came up, the 9 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Pentacles is connected with Venus in Virgo. And so we have a 999 here. I mean, that's really beautiful. We have the 9 here, and then we have the 9, of course, here, and we have the 9th zodiac sign, 3, and then we have 3 more times the 9, and so 999, 6 times the 9, it's saying, well, the third eye, the inner eye. You are recognizing that that is what makes you happy. The flow of consciousness. You are going to be really happy, and you are going to have now the constellation Venus in Virgo here, letting you know that this moment of holding the money, creating a sand picture, right, is important, because the money is something that is showing us we have succeeded, we have created something. So a healer woman has come to the desert to create a sand painting. And upright, she is in a solitary and creative period. She is connected to her healing and artistic abilities, and may want to be outside around more of the non-human creatures. So that's why the moon is letting you know, take that step back to yourself, back to who you really truly are, and recognize that you are going to make money, because when you go back to you, you always will make money. Then on the position of the sun, right, which is of course in Scorpio, comes the 33. And the 33 is a portal. This is a 10, the 19, right? It becomes a 10. And the 10, and of course I could calculate it together. It's becoming then the 6, right? So that's again a 16, and it would be then the 7. So you have a lot of 7. And the 7 is really important right now. It's almost like, yes, the tower is really letting you know, let go of the ego, right? Let go of that thinking, I am something special. Yes, you are special. Of course, we're all special, but let go of thinking that you are special, because you want to now come back down. Now here with the sun, we usually have a horse where the child is sitting on the horse, but now she's sleeping underneath. And that's what's happening here in a way. You're going back to the left, back to yourself, to the internal perspective. But here we're going to the full moon, right? And so the sun is gonna then giving you the light, and you're gonna come out of this frozen moment, because here we have, again, from the Mother Peace Tarot, the moon card coming, the 18, another 9 is coming here. So you have 7 times the 9. Oh my God, see that? 7 times the 9. It's like the crown chakra is literally letting you know now you're going to be enlightened in the next month. It's going to like really come to you because you have in the center Sagittarius. It's like that's going to give you the inspiration. And so here you're recognizing something, right? So the 9 plus the 10 is a 19, and again a 10 is left, and the 33. We're going to leave the 33, and you have here the 3, so it's 3 times the 3. Understand, right? Just understand what the number's wanting to tell you. And I'm going to read you, of course, the moon upside down, because upside down it has a meaning, right? Even though the interesting thing with the moon is even if the moon is upside down, it's still the moon. It doesn't matter how we see it. The moon is the moon. So the moon reversed. If the moon has stayed in the dark or unknown long enough, she is now coming into consciousness with something of use. Or she may be blocking the flow of information and energy from her intuition by trying to understand things too soon. She should look to her feelings and intuition and let the goddess work in her life. And this is exactly what I see here, right? It's very clear the moon here, the 2, the goddess, knows the 16 and the 2 is creating also an 18. And so you are going to recognize that this woman that's here in this bath doing what she's doing, right? Even though she's upside down, she can still be brilliant. She can do whatever she wants because she knows she's connected. And this is what's talking here, right? And this is why you have to understand, right? That sometimes we need to go down, we need to go in, even though the path is going out, right? And so you are recognizing why she's in the eyes and why she's in the 33. And the 33 is always the age of Christ, right? When he was on the cross. And it's the most magical number of all numbers because in the secret brotherhoods, right? The 33 degrees achievement is the highest achievement that you can have. Now, on the position of the world, the last card comes the 6 of Wands. Now, you recognize this is connected with the constellation Jupiter in Leo, and Leo is here. Leo is giving you the wild side, right? And Jupiter is gonna push you next month through Sagittarius. And if I close, of course, we have 8 Wands, right? And you understand all of a sudden, yes, the success is to go out. The success is you are the success, right? When you have been deep within and now you can come out and you can liberate and you can be that fabulous you. The world, the 21 is the 3. And so there is another 9 here. So there are 8 times the 9, right? I'm going to have to calculate it again and I'm going to put it at the front. But you have clearly understood 8 times the 9 is that moment where you're recognizing, oh my God, this is my earth star talking to me, that next month this is going to be amazing, because you are looking at the 2 of Wands. You are looking at, yes, I want to take action. I want to create. I want to be an inspiration for others. And here you are, right? Here you are looking at that first thought that you had, and you are acting upon it, because this is what Jupiter in Leo does, right? You are acting in this world in a way that you are gaining another completion, gaining another moment where you are like, yes, I am really doing what I want. And this card is literally letting me know, yes, I am at the right place at the right time with the right people, and I am loving it, right? I am excited about it. And the proof is here, because even though the world is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn brings us lessons, right? And borders. You don't know any borders. You just know expansion. You just know creativity. You just know that certain things can get through borders, right? Love and creativity and light. You cannot capture the light, right? It has no borders. So you are breaking yourself free from those borders, because I mean, she is in that circle, and here she's in that circle again, but she's like, that circle is then the full moon behind you in the next month, and you're just going to be like, oh my God, here I am. I'm showing the world who I am. I am this amazing person, and showing them how creative I am and how beautiful I have really created fun, right? And you see already, right, there is this kind of like expansion coming to you in the next month through Sagittarius. So I hope I see you in the next reading, because that's when you get the full moon. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.